Okay, a very good morning to all of you. The topic of today's presentation is intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. Now, what do you mean by intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors? It's a very basic topic of our subject, that is electronic devices and circuit. So before starting with this topic, intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors, I just want to give a brief meaning of this subject, a brief, a one word definition of this subject, electronic devices and circuits. In this very subject, as we have discussed in a previous presentation, that was introduction to the subject, electronic devices and circuits. This electronic word is a term which has come from the free motion of electrons. When electrons are freely moving, the free bombardment motion of electrons create the term electronics. Devices here word come from that we are talking about electronic devices. Electronic devices, how they work, what are the various operations of the devices, what are the basic circuitries which are involved behind the devices, and what are various components. What are the various components that are being used for electronic devices? They are being discussed in your first unit. Okay. So, and circuit. Circuit means what is the basic circuitry which is comprising of transistors, diodes, resistor, capacitor, the basic components, the basic active and passive components of electronics. They are being discussed in our this first unit, that is diodes and your special purpose diodes, the conductors, semiconductors, the intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. So these all comprise the one word electronic devices and circuits, because electronic term, devices term and circuitry, they are not complete without comprising of semiconductors, diodes, capacitors, transistors, amplifiers, oscillators. All of these terms, when they compile together, they form the term electronic devices and circuits, because all the circuits, all the devices, all the electronic gadgets, they all are comprising of all of these active and passive components which I have mentioned just now. So we'll start off with the first very basic topic, that's intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors, and what is the basic definition and what is the basic utility, how we can use them. That we'll be discussing in this very first presentation of our topic. So let's start with it. Now, what is intrinsic semiconductor and what is extrinsic semiconductor? First of all, the electrical properties of a material that lies between an insulator and of the material that are lying between the insulator as well as a conductor, that is known as semiconductor material. Now, what is a semiconductor material? A semiconductor material is that material which has the electrical properties or the conductivity value of the material is actually depending upon the conduction of the conductor as well as the semiconductor. When we talk about the conductor, conductor means it has a higher about silver, gold, copper, and they're very good conductors. Okay. So when we talk about these type of conductors, we are talking like we are having the highest amount of conductivity. The resistance value over there is very low, because Ohm's law states us what? Ohm's law states us that what it states? Ohm's law states that we are having the voltage is directly proportional to current. Voltage is directly proportional to current. Voltage is directly proportional to current. So that is what we are talking. So what we are talking about is that what is the intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. That is, we are talking about the materials which are required when we talk about these kind of properties which are present. Like conductors have the highest conductivity. Conductors have the highest conductivity, and the semiconductors have the conductivity properties which are lying somewhat in between your conductor and an insulator. Okay, insulator has the least amount of conductivity, okay, and the conductors have the highest amount of conductivity. So That is what is the most appropriate point for our electronic gadgets. Now, how the semiconductor materials are most appropriate for electronic gadgets and why not the conductors? Normally, when we talk about the current, we always prefer to have the conductors, isn't it? When we talk about the current flow, we always prefer to have the copper cables, coaxial cables, aluminium cables, because they are very good conductors. Or we need to have the plating of gold and silver because they provide a very good shielding for conduction. But when we talk about electronic gadgets, we don't prefer to have conductors. We just prefer to have semiconductor devices. Now, what is the basic reason behind it? The basic reason behind the usage of this conductors or the semiconductors in case of electronic devices particularly is that the electronic devices are the devices which are basically made of semiconductor materials, that is silicon and germanium, and they are comprising of very operating voltage of silicon and germanium is near about 0.7 and 0.3 volt, and they cannot withstand, these kind of materials cannot withstand the high voltages or the high values of current, because when the high voltage flows to these kind of devices, the devices get damaged. The devices are prone to be getting damaged. So it is very mandatory in case of your semiconductor devices or electronic gadgets, we always need a voltage which is of limited band. We need a voltage level which is of limited range, that is from, it's near about from 5 to 15 volts maximum. We don't oftenly give the high voltages. So whenever we use this electronic gadgets, like we have the refrigerators, we have the air conditioners, we have the washing machines, all of these electronic gadgets, electronic mobile phones. आप अपना कभी you can watch the specifications which are mentioned on your charger or your on your document which we provided, or with your this electronic gadgets. They're always written that the supply voltage should be this. Okay, resistance value is this, conducting voltage is this. So they have mentioned all the specific ranges, specifications of the device, and they have clearly mentioned there the input voltage near about 7 volt, 8 volt, 10 volts. It is never above that. So, but we are getting 220 volts from the outside supply, from the transmission lines, we are getting 220 volts. Now, where is the rest of voltage going there? We are using transformers inside them. We are using the step down transformers, which are actually stepping down the level of voltage to the adequate level of voltage which is required by the device. So that device is having an inbuilt transformers or a step down transformers particularly, which is actually deteriorating or degrading, or we should not use the word degrading over here. Actually, we are just actually step downing the voltage level of the input voltage. That is what is actually happening in case of your transformers. So this is the electrical property of material of semiconductors, that they have conductivity not so high and not too low. It lies somewhat in between the conductor and the insulator. So the best example of semiconductor are silicon and germanium. We have so many semiconductors. We have, there are a number of semiconductor devices available, but we always prefer to have silicon and germanium. Why so? Because the operating point of silicon and germanium is most appropriate for the device operation of these semiconductor devices. So that is why we have prefer to have the silicon and germanium. Then we have the semiconductors are classified basically into two categories. One is your intrinsic semiconductor, one is your extrinsic semiconductor. Now extrinsic are further divided into two types, p-type and n-type. Okay, p-type is trivalent impurities के साथ जो बनता है, and n-type is comprising of pentavalent impurities. Okay, so then the intrinsic type is a pure kind of semiconductor, whereas an extensive type includes impurities to make conduction, to make it conductive. So, okay, so intrinsic type is a pure kind of semiconductor which is used as an extensive type for removal of the impurities. But there are no external impurities added inside your intrinsic type of semiconductor, but we have that kind of impurities added to what? We have the impurities added to extrinsic type of semiconductors. impurities. We don't add any impurities to intrinsic type of semiconductors, but we have addition of impurities to the what extrinsic type of semiconductors. Now extrinsic type is further of two types, p type and n type, and the most of conduction is actually occurring in the extrinsic type of semiconductors. There is no conduction in case of intrinsic because there are no impurities present inside the intrinsic semiconductor. It is the purest form of semiconductor and hence it has no conduction. And maximum conduction is done through the extrinsic semiconductors because they have the doping values. We can dope the impurities as much as we can and we can enhance the conductivity. The intrinsic type is a pure kind of semiconductor, whereas extrinsic type is a impure kind of semiconductor which has the maximum amount of conduction. Okay. And if we want to improve the conductivity of this intrinsic type of semiconductors, we need to include some impurities inside it. We need to inculcate some kind of impurities so that we can have the conductivity value of the intrinsic type of semiconductors. At room temperature, the conduction of intrinsic will become 0. At room temperature, the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductors is almost equal to 0. And extrinsic will become little conductive. At room temperature, it is little conductive, but the intrinsic it becomes 0. But the maximum conductivity occurs only through the extrinsic semiconductors. Now we're talking much about the intrinsic semiconductors. What are basically the intrinsic semiconductors? Intrinsic semiconductor is a semiconductor that is extremely pure. There is no added impurity inside it, and it's the purest form of semiconductor. Okay, and on the other hand, the energy band concept, the conductivity of this semiconductor will become 0 at room temperature. Okay, the conductivity level of this intrinsic semiconductors will become 0. The intrinsic semiconductors, example silicon and germanium, in the energy band diagram, the conduction band is empty, whereas the valence band is filled totally. All the electrons are present inside the valence band at the room temperature, and the conduction band is completely empty. Because conduction band is empty, so there is no conductivity. Once the temperature is increased, when we try to increase the temperature, some heat energy will be supplied to it. And so electrons from the valence band are supplied towards the conduction band by leaving the valence band. Now, when some temperature has been enhanced, at room temperature, we are not having any conductivity because all the electrons are actually lying in what? They're lying in the valence band, and the conduction band is completely empty. And if the conduction band is completely empty, that means that there is no conductivity inside the semiconductor. The conductivity is equal to 0. But when we try to increase the temperature, when we are increasing the temperature, then what is actually happening is the electrons, they start moving from the valence band towards the conduction band, and the conductivity goes on increasing. The electrons start move from the valence band towards the conduction band, and as the movement start from the valence toward the conduction, slowly and gradually the conduction level of those semiconductors also increases. Okay, now this is the diagrammatic representation of intrinsic semiconductors. These are silicon atoms which are actually present inside them, and we have the free electrons and free holes, but they are quite inactive when they are at the room temperature. Okay, and they are actually made into bit motion when we are slightly increasing their what? We are slightly increasing the temperature of the room. When the temperature of the room is increased, we are heading towards the increase of the temperature, and there is a movement of the electrons and holes. Okay. So now then comes the extrinsic type of semiconductors. Now, what do you mean by extrinsic type of semiconductors? Extrinsic type of semiconductors are those semiconductors which are conductive. First of all, they're conductive because of the added impurities inside them. ठीक है, there are some impurities are added to them which make them much more conductive, and they're called as extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic word means they are not pure, they are impure. They are impure because they are added with some impurities to enhance the conductivity. So they are extrinsic or the impure kind of semiconductors. At room temperature, the kind of semiconductor will conduct, this kind of semiconductor will conduct a small current. However, it is not helpful in making a variety of electronic devices. At room temperature, the kind of semiconductor will conduct only a small amount of current. Okay, because the conductivity value is very less, because temperature is less, bombardment of electron and hole values is very less. So it conducts, but it conducts it with a very small amount of current. Okay. However, this property is also helpful in making variety of electronic devices. Some of this kind of at room temperature also, this semiconductor, extrinsic semiconductors are quite helpful for making of some electronic devices. Therefore, to make the semiconductor conductive, a little quantity of appropriate impurity can be added to the material through the doping process. Therefore, to make it much more conductive, we need to add some kind of impurities through doping process. Doping means to add impurities. Doping word means to add impurities, and we just add the impurities to make it much more conductive. The process of adding impurity to semiconductor is known as doping. Now, what is doping? The doping is a process of adding impurity to the semiconductor. The amount of impurity which is added to material has to control in the extrinsic semiconductor preparation. Now, what kind of impurity and what is the amount of impurity which we are adding to it? That actually controls the amount of your extrinsic semiconductor. Okay. So in general, one impurity atom can be added to the 108 atoms of semiconductors. In generally, अगर हमारे पास 108 atoms हैं, if we are having 108 atoms of semiconductor, we generally add one atom to the impurity addition. Okay. So this is the diagrammatic representation of extrinsic semiconductors. What is actually happening over here is these are the valence electrons. These are what? These are the valence electrons, and these are the conduction holes. Okay, these are the conduction holes, these are conduction electrons, and these are the valence electrons. We are actually adding the kind of impurities to them in order to enhance its conduction values. Okay, this is a conduction electron which has been doped inside the semiconductor in order to enhance its properties of conduction. This is actually happening inside this semiconductor. This is a silicon structure of the semiconductor, and extrinsic property is just to add the impurities in order to enhance the properties of your semiconduction or the conduction. Now, this is an energy band representation of the valence and the conduction band and the low energy band. Okay, now what is actually happening is at room temperature, what is happening is we are having a very least amount of conduction. The conduction is very less because the conduction band is totally empty over here, isn't it? That was what was written over there. And the conduction band is totally empty. And we have the valence band. Valence band is completely full with the electrons. And we have the low energy band. Low energy band means this energy band is quite low added structure and it is not capable of promoting certain kind of energy to the higher strata of bands. It is not capable of providing energy to the higher strata of bands. So it's a low energy band. And the valence band is full of electrons. Okay. Now at room temperature, the valence band is full and conduction band is completely empty. But as soon as this is in case of your intrinsic, and in case of extrinsic, it has certain kind of conductivity value, but not so high. It conducts, but not with a very high conductivity values. But as soon as the temperature goes on increasing, what is happening is the electrons from the valence band, they are moved toward what? They are moved towards the conduction band. And as these movements start, with the increase of temperature, the movement also increases its motion. The motion of electrons from the valence band towards the conduction band also enhances with the increase of temperature. Now this, as this motion increases, the conduction band gets filled and the conduction starts off. So this is actually energy band representation of your extrinsic and the intrinsic semiconductors. So this is what is actually happening. The holes, we are actually having the holes in the valence band. The conduction band has electrons. The temperature is increasing. The holes are set empty and electrons are moving towards the conduction band. Okay. So this is what is actually happening inside this energy band representations and your this semiconductors of intrinsic and extrinsic type. Okay, so what is actually happening over here is we are having these two bands, valence band and conduction. These are two bands which are actually responsible for the conduction. Now at room temperature, when we talk about the room temperature, what is happening is at room temperature, what is happening is the valence band is completely filled. इसमें सारे के सारे we are having the electrons. That it is completely filled with the electrons at room temperature. Room temperature means at near about 24-25 degrees Celsius. Okay, the conduction valence band is completely filled and this is completely empty. This band is completely empty. हमारे पास this the conduction band is completely empty. Now what is actually we need is what actually we need and what is actually happening over here. What actually we need and what actually is happening is when we are starting, when we are actually moving with this process, what is actually happening is as we enhance the temperature levels, the conduction from this valence band is start moving towards the conduction band. The electrons, they start moving towards the conduction band with the increase of temperature, because the temperature actually makes what? They generate a kind of heat energy, and when the heat energy is being supplied to our this valence band, what is actually the electrons which were present inside this valence band, they get exaggerated. They get a kind of a trigger and they start moving towards from the valence towards the conduction band. And as the temperature increases, this conduction from the valence towards the conduction band, it goes on increasing. It goes on increasing step by step as the value of conduction is, as the value of temperature is enhancing or it is increasing. This enhances the value from the valence towards the conduction band. Okay, so this is actually what is actually happening inside this, bands of energy. And as this goes on increasing, the conduction is going on increasing. And now in both of these cases, when we talk about intrinsic as well as when we talk about extrinsic, for intrinsic semiconductors, the conduction level at room temperature is 0. There is no conduction. But the extrinsic semiconductor case, we are having conduction, but not a very huge amount. There is a very little conduction is possible at room temperature for the extrinsic semiconductors. But as the value is enhanced, for your this concentration of electrons is going on increasing from the valence toward conduction, for intrinsic as well as for extrinsic, the conduction goes on increasing. This is what is actually happening inside your semiconductor devices for the intrinsic as well as for the extrinsic semiconductors. Okay, clear now? Shall we move further? Then we have the carrier concentration in intrinsic semiconductors. In this type of semiconductors, once the valence electrons damage as we are enhancing the system. Now what is actually happening over here is the number of electrons they are moving from the Number of electrons for each unit volume within the conduction band. Otherwise, the number of holes for each unit volume within the valence band is known as a carrier concentration in an intrinsic semiconductor. Okay. Now the number of electrons for each volume within the conduction band, otherwise the number of electrons holes, they becomes equal. The electrons and holes, the concentration of electrons and holes, they become equal in case of your intrinsic semiconductors. Okay. Similarly, electrons carrier concentration can be defined as the number of electrons for each unit volume within the conduction band, whereas the number of holes for each unit volume within the valence band. Okay, now conduction band has a number of electrons and the valence band are only left with a number of holes when the conduction goes on. As the concentration is increasing and the conduction process has started, the valence band has only been left with the holes and the electrons are moving towards the conduction band. And this is known as the hole carrier concentration. Okay. Now this is a references which has been used in case of our math study, which I have used for the diagrammatic representation as for the diagram which I have used in my presentation. And this is all about today's presentation. If you find any doubt